Dave Attell, first catch it on Comedy Central. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on.
And you do look like a C. I think you said that somewhere, but...
Yeah, that was the old me. Now, people are asking me, what's going to be different about this tour? Okay, well, I'm older, and I'm about 20 pounds heavier, so now I look kind of like I don't know, kind of a Kojak. I don't know who I look like.
Kojak. Well, we were really getting a kick. Where's that echo coming from? Boy, what's that all about? Whoa. Oh.
You guys all right?
Yeah, we're okay. We just got a funky echo here for some reason.
Just sounds like we're talking on a bullhorn or something.
We were listening to Skanks for the Memories, all of us were yesterday. What a fabulous CD that is.
Oh, thanks, man.
Really funny. Man,
and some great, I think, common sense. I mean, the jokes are almost common sense. Like if you have a hot cousin, you should be able to bang her once.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
that's a good rule. People would...
Kind of the evil Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
Not to bring the whole thing down, but I'm sure a lot of people are wondering because we naturally think that all you comedians are tight and you all bump into each other and tend to tour together at some point. Were you and Mitch Hedberg close?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I want people to, there's been a lot of talk on the internet about Mitch Hedberg, who passed out a week ago. And he was a great comic, and I got to tour with him and Louis Black, and I've known him for over 10 years, Mitch. And it was really sad that he went down that way, but he really was a great comic, and people should remember not so much how he went, but how he lived, and he was a great comic who left a lot of DVDs and CDs and music and films, and he actually put me in my first movie role, which is Los Enchiladas.
Oh, no kidding.
Which is a comic movie, which is not particularly funny. So I have the double honor of being in Pootie Tang and Los Enchiladas. Movies.
Well, what role did Mitch give you?
I played, I think, a guy named Frank, who was like the boss, because Mitch is from Minnesota, and he worked in a Mexican restaurant in Minnesota, and he had a whole list of jokes on like how they don't know how to make Mexican food in Minneapolis. And I played his boss, and I think my character's name was Frank. And it was funny because then I got two other parts, and my name was Frank all the time. Mission there. I got a new DVD coming out. I might as well tell people that if they come down to these shows, I'll be selling a DVD. You can't get it anywhere else. It's called Hey, Your Mouth's Not Pregnant. It's a live sample.
Yeah, you do seem to get a good deal of sexual material in there, which we particularly enjoyed.
I try and keep it a little saucy,
The Amish stuff is just outrageously funny.
Always.
The Amish were, this was before the whole war on terror when the Amish were our biggest threat. We let them off the hook, but I'm still watching them.
Why is Insomniac? You've never made that in Detroit, have you?
No, we tried. There's a lot of towns that I wish we had done while we were still doing it. Right now, I'm on kind of a hiatus from doing it, but that means I'm waiting, get out of rehab or something.
Yeah.
But Detroit would have definitely been a great town, especially with all the music there. And it is a wild drinking town. I mean, when's the last call there?
Well, last call 2 o'clock, but there's plenty to do after 2 o'clock. I think.
Yeah, more
find
drinking.
Their way.
Just moves to
last
somebody's
call really
house.
is like after you've been put in the squad car.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty. In the music, you're right. This is what a music city this is. I can't believe we're not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know. Why is that?
I don't know.
It was a big fight at the time. It was a huge fight. We didn't take it lightly either. In fact, we went down in flames to Cleveland.
The thing about Detroit is it's got that cool rep, man. Like, it is a rough town,
Oh, yeah.
Party it up because they know it's like it's a wild town. You guys still shoot the guns on New Year's Eve?
Well, that's kind of, I don't know, that doesn't happen too much. There's always a couple clowns. In fact, I think a couple people have been hit in the last 5 years, but not like it used to be.
Yeah, I remember I was renting a house once, and I remember during New Year's I was hearing this pop sound, and the next day there were casings all over my backyard.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Cool idea where you get to shoot, for one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we really do have to mobilize, literally hundreds of people just to get people not to burn the city down on Halloween.
Yeah.
And it's a big...
Really, seriously, we have to them. We do. We have
but everybody
to
acts
beg
like
everyone
it's
not to.
It's a big positive thing because the city wasn't burnt down. Everybody wants a pat in the back. Hey, thanks a lot.
Yeah, the guardian angels come in. It's a big deal.
They have to lock down the town.
Yeah, pretty much. Just a lot of guys with yellow blinking lights on their cars riding around on Halloween. And,
yeah.
And then everybody says, hey, thanks job not setting fires this year like you used to.
Yeah, to convince the gangs to take the night off. And they usually do. They usually comply.
Yeah, that's the only problem with Detroit is that, half of the year it's so amazingly cold that, like, you might die, you know?
That's just it. The weather is pretty brutal.
Yeah, it goes way too long.
We would go to all these places in the summer, but there would be these weird cold snaps.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I can't believe we're in, like, Jacksonville, Florida, and it's snowing. I'm like, well, you know, somebody did something to a leprechaun, and now we all have to, you know, right.
Hey, we're all marveling over, you were working at Saturday Night Live. Which years?
The bad ones. I think I was there. I was there when Chris Farley and Adam Sandler and David Spade were there. So I think
You don't know what bad years are, because we're probably a little older than you. We remember back the post-Belushi days, the early 80s. Those were bad years. Joe Piscopo was the biggest star then.
yeah, I was there, I think, 93, 94, and, yeah, that's when I was there. And, there was a lot of, you know, I shared an office with Jay Moore, and it was just like it was a good experience. It wasn't really for me. I was a writer, so it wasn't really what I wanted to do, but...
Well, Jay was real frustrated, wasn't he, with his experience there? Because I just read his book, and he makes it sound like it's just so cutthroat, he couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, and another thing about that experience there is that they wanted to be that. They wanted to be very competitive, because a lot of these people who were involved in that come out of these improv groups like the Groundlings or the Chicago Second City people. So they're used to, like, fighting for their sketches and whatever. The only problem with some of the competition is that not all the funniest stuff gets on. It has a lot to do with who the host is that week. So, you know, they have a lot of things to service there, but to give them credit, I mean, to keep something like that going all these years is pretty amazing.
Yeah, but it is interesting, though, that everybody we talked to that was ever associated with that show, they all say the same thing. It's just miserable, that environment, that cliquey, competitive battle to get your bid on the air type environment.
Well, let me be the devil's advocate. Boo-hoo! And paid lots of money to hang out with P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you have to run, but did you get to rage much with Farley while you were there?
Actually, I think he was another tortured soul where he was always fighting his addictions, and there'd be weeks where he was clean, and there'd be weeks where he'd disappear. And I can't say he was a buddy of mine. I mean, I was a new guy on the show, and I was kind of treated like, you know, when you're new, you just kind of try not to get fired, but I did. But yeah, I always thought he was super funny. When he'd walk in the room, he really would turn it up. I think that was his problem, is that he couldn't turn it off in a way. You know, he felt he always had to be really funny, and he was, but I think that burns out.
Hey, were you present for the Chris Farley dump out the window?
See what?
Were you present for the Chris Farley dump out the window at SNL?
I was there, that's true.
And we've never, I mean, not that we can get terribly descriptive about it, but how amazing was that?
Kind of a dump out the window.
Well, I just feel like it had to be something. What's that?
He did it in a funny way, not like a, you know. It was good. There was some good times.
All right, Dave. I know you got a busy schedule. We'll let you go, but we'll look for you on the Insomniac tour. And thanks, Dave.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Okay,
Enjoyed Skanks for the Memories. We all just love it.
Here's something else I've learned drunk. There's no way ever to talk your way out of wiping your ass on someone's pillow. Even if you yell surprise. Own up to it, be a man. You ever black out when you're drinking, or as I call it, time travel? Yeah. You're in a bar, you're drinking, you black out, you wake up, you're in another bar, you're drinking, you black out, you wake up, you're at McDonald's. Working there about 3 years, still not assistant manager. You want to quit, but you're banging that girl on the fry-later. They say she's retarded, but those ain't retarded. Oh. I'm sorry, is that an Eminem tune? I don't know. All the great writers were alcoholics, am I right? Hemingway, that other guy. Where are the great pothead writers? I'm sure they're out. Do you really want to read a whole book by a pothead? 500 pages on why if you put a hat and glasses on a dog, it looks like he could drive a truck. Nobody cares. But I think pot should be legal. I do. And I think if your cousin is super hot, you should be able to one time. All right, I took it a little too far. Sorry. This is when the fun happens, late. You ever hang out all night long and then you go home a little early? Yes, sir. Then you get that call the next day. You know that call. You should have hung out, man. What happened? Oh. 10 minutes after you left. It's always 10 minutes after you leave when all the fun shows up. Like the Funmobile's a block behind you at all times. Full of strippers and midgets and balloons and every type of fun imaginable. 10 minutes after you left, the Dixie Chicks broke in and f***ed everybody. Even the fat boy with asthma wearing the Babylon 5 t-shirt got a job. And it's never gonna happen again. The other night I had the lonely bug. So I got to this bar. I see a beautiful woman alone. I'm thinking, she's alone. I'm alone. Why not annoy the shit out of her? So I walk over, and I notice she's got a black eye. She's got a shiner. I'm thinking, great, she doesn't listen. Well, stay with me. Stay with me. Easy. Boogly. Watch out. A couple of McNuggets and lies later, we're back at my house. And we're having sex doggy style. Now, I didn't plan on it. That's just how she passed out. Well, thank you, slow gas leak. Fellas, have you ever had the experience of a woman yelling another man's name out in the height of passion? Well, this woman was yelling out names of men who have never, ever lived. Fantasy men. She's like, oh, yeah, come on, give it to me, Chewbacca. Come on now, give it. Work it, Spider-Man. Oh, not my Papa Smurf. And I'm thinking, is she crazy like it says on her bracelet? Or is she looking at my sheets? I don't know. Sex is not that important. You know what's really important? That afterwards part. And it's warm, and you're watching the sun come up through the windshield, and you look in her eyes. You look in her good eye, and you help strap on her leg, and you know. You pirate. That's what I'm trying to say is I miss my dad. I really miss my dad. You notice when you're young, you think your dad's Superman, and then you grow up and you realize he's just a drunk who wears a cape? Well, there you go.